Good morning. This is Sunday, August 13th, and I am recording a podcast on fantasy hockey today. There is a league I've joined in with a bunch of other fantasy hockey members to do a very unique style league. One of the fantasy leagues I'm in is called the Cupful. This is a collection of 400, 500 plus managers running points-based leagues on Yahoo Sports. There were a number of people there that were interested in joining a new league and starting it up. So over the last month, we got 18 teams together to start up a new points-based league on Fantrax. Of those teams, there are 4 of them, I believe, that are co-managed teams. So there will be 21, 19, 20, 20, I guess 22 managers in the league. So this will be fun because the unique part of this is not the fantasy points. It is the style in which we retain the players. We're not doing a strict pick'em for the players. We are doing something called a salary cap league. Now, in recent years, salary cap and auction have gotten mixed with each other. When you draft players, there's a couple different ways to do it. There's a snake draft where you go 1 through 10 and then back 10 through 1 and rotate back and forth as you pick your players. For another style, there is called an auction draft where you bid on players. I want to pay $20 for this guy. I want to pay $5 for that guy. And you bid against other managers in a live fashion. You also have offline drafts where people just manually pick their players. Like I have for one of my football drafts coming up. It's an offline draft, and we're all in group text with each other. So we are going to say, hey, I want, Bijan Robinson, running back from Atlanta. Or, I want Anthony Richardson, quarterback from Indianapolis. So there's different ways of doing that. We're doing a snake draft, but this is a unique way of doing it. Because normally you just pick a player and that's it. Well, this is a dynasty league. One in which you hold on to your players for multiple years. And this is not a matter of I'm going to keep the 5 best players. It's more like I'm going to keep my entire team minus 4 players on the end of the roster to fill spots for my minor league team. So we are having a majors and minors based roster, which is unique to hockey, or rather it's a hockey and baseball related item, but I've only done baseball a handful of times on Yahoo that required minor league spots. The hockey one, I can do players from all over the minor league spectrum. So this isn't... This is like, hey, I've got this 18-year-old kid that's not going to show anything until he's 23. Well, I'm just going to stash him in the minors until a specific time in which he becomes available. So I keep alluding to it, but I keep getting sidetracked. This league, we have to worry about salary. So if a player in the league like Connor McDavid is being paid $12.5 million, I have to worry about $12.5 million of a budget getting eaten up. And then looking down the list, look, Alex Tuch only costs me $4.75 million, and that he's a better value at that pick. I mean, it'd be insane not to take Connor McDavid on an absolute level, but on a relative level, Alex Tuch has great value because you can get fantastic performance out of him for a very, very cheap price. So That draft is supposed to start here in approximately 5 more minutes. I've never done anything like this. I've drafted very few huge leagues. I've drafted a 16-team league once before, but mainly I'm good at coming in and resuscitating teams. And that I may not win, but I will get that team looking better than it did before. So I won't be at the bottom of the standings, but I will be in the middle. So I've got a queue on here of 41 different players that I am interested in, of which I might be able to take 15 of them if I'm lucky. There's a lot of mid-level players. I am playing for relative value. I'm not playing for absolute value. I'm essentially playing the scratch-off ticket, hoping that one of these players will develop into an superstar and carry me into the playoffs. Now, with 18 teams, they said that we are going to do the top 8 teams will make it into the playoffs. So for me to be top 8 in an 18-team league shouldn't be too hard. But I'm okay if I miss it the first year. I'm not going to gun for it every year, but I'm going to try and maximize my potential. But I'm also not going to just straight tear it down to the bolts if stuff doesn't go my way. I'm going to try and just keep parlaying and not rebuild, but refocus my team. This one is by far one of the more exciting leagues I'm going to be in, because the amount of information and research that's going to be needed for this league is fantastically high. I've got a spreadsheet on Microsoft Office that has all my information on it. I've got players that I want. I have values. I have how long their contracts are. I've got links to their page because I've copied and pasted them from websites online. I use not Frozen Tools. I use Cap Friendly for most of my information. I've got I've got how much they cost this year, how much they cost next year, how much they cost the year after. I've got a spreadsheet that has a line for the total amount so I can track how much my budget is. I need to give an approximate salary cap every year, and therefore how much free space would be available. I'm going to... I've got pages set up for calculations. I've got ratings and relative values from Dobber prospects on here. I've got links to cost per points on valuations. I've got... Oh yeah, that entire thing where I copied and pasted from Cap Friendly. I've got information on time on ice, last year's dollars per shots, dollars per goals. I'm feeling pretty good about this. I'm really, really freaking excited for it. So, cross my fingers that things break well for me. So, that's the Salary Cap League. I will be back later with another one describing my other Yahoo leagues. Yahoo finally opened up over the weekend, so almost all my leagues are back up in play. I believe I should have 5 of them today. Oh, that noise in the background tells me that the draft started. So I will close this down and get focused on that. I'll have more podcasts throughout the week. I want to go over fantasy hockey. I have fantasy football coming up. I've got a lot of ideas on trades in one of my leagues. There's a dynasty league at work that I want to go over, and how I've become the new trading dude for that league, whether it's good or bad for me and the league. But whatever. You all have a great day, and good luck.